Hey everybody, Varun here from 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗍𝗵. Guys, very excited to connect with all of you once again. This video is especially for students out there who are struggling in reading drag and drop blanks. Over the last few months, I've seen a lot of students are getting the score in listening, speaking and writing, but they are struggling in reading section. So this is one initiative we at 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗍𝗵 we have taken. We are coming up with a practice series where what we'll be doing is we'll be giving you 15 questions. We'll give you one question, we'll give you 2 minutes to solve it, and after that I'll be explaining you that how to solve it, what is the logic, what is the reasoning, what is the right answer, and what are the rules I use to solve fill in the blanks. So in this video, going ahead, what we will be doing is I'll be giving you one question. You'll have 2 minutes. Post your answers, post your options, correct options in the comment section. After 2 minutes, I'll be giving out the answers and we'll be discussing why the right answer is the right answer, what is the reason, what is the logic, and what are the grammatical rules I have applied and followed. So let's get going without any further delays. Let's get going with the practice set number 1. Now, as you can see on your screen, this is the first question you have. You have 2 minutes, solve this, and then I'll tell you how you have to solve this question. Alright. Center Wall tested this pattern in South Africa where television broadcasts were. Now see, what is the first thing which comes to my mind when I'm trying to solve blank number 1? It says were over here, right? Broadcasts were conducted. Matches were conducted. Matches were played. With were, you are likely to use ing form if it's active voice. If it's passive voice, you're likely to use ed sound. You're confused? Make a similar sentence. Players were auctioned. Matches were played. So ed form. Now you don't really have to look anything apart from that. The very first thing which should come to your mind is that you need to have a word ending with ed. Let's see in the options how many words we have ending with ed. Regular, prohibit, banned, one word, that's it. Don't worry about anything, just take banned over here. That's it, don't worry about anything. Now, murder rates in South Africa remained relatively dash from the mid 1940s through the mid 1970s. By 1987, however, now however means, however in the next sentence means that they're contradicting the previous sentence. By 1987, however, the murder rate had increased. Now, if they're saying however this increased means in the previous sentence it should be either less or it should be slow or it should be stagnant. Let's have a look at the options. Which word do we have which is related to the numbers? Regular, prohibit, steady, level, off, medium, conclusion. We have steady means it was stagnant, means it wasn't going up too fast. So murder rates were steady in these years. However, in 1987 it increased a lot. By 1987, however, the murder rate had increased 130% from its 1974 dash. I'm a bit confused. What is the third one? I won't solve it. Let's go on to the fourth one. The murder rates in the United States and Canada had leveled dash in the meantime. Center Wall's study implies that the dash of television. Now, the dash of television, after the, you're likely to have a noun, right? Let's see how many nouns we have. Dash of television. See, you normally say medium of television, or you say use of television, version of something. How many words do we have where we can which we can use before of? You'll never say conclusion of television, of television, level of television. You'll never say level of wall, level of water, but not level of television. Prohibit of television, you'll always say prohibition of something, not prohibit of something. And regular of something, you'll say regularity of something. So medium of television, not just the content, promotes violence. In the current study by Dr. Robinson supports that. Okay, what will a study support? Study won't support regular, won't support prohibit, won't support level, won't support off. By default, conclusion. Now we are still left with two of the blanks, right? Always you have to fill the ones which you are sure about. The murder rate had increased 130% from its 1974. Okay, from its. Now a number increased 130% from its previous. So what will be the previous? Not its 1974 regular, it's prohibit, it's off, or level. So it has, water has increased from its previous level, right? So remember this thing. The murder rates in United States and Canada had leveled regular, or leveled regularly. Had leveled prohibit. No, leveled prohibit won't make any sense. By default, leveled off. Leveled off means going at the same level, coming together. So these are the right answers. If you have got these right, very well done. If not, please make sure you work on this. Let's move on. Number 2. 2 minutes again to solve this particular question, and after that we will discuss the answers. Alright, let's have a look at number 2 now. Orcas, also dash as killer whales, are opportunistic feeders, which means they will take a variety of different dash species. J, K and L pods Specific groups of orcas found in the region are almost dash fish eaters. Also, orcas also dash as killer whales. It's pretty simple. Um, Varun, also known as PT tutor. Um, Ernst and Young, also known as EY. So whenever you say this is the original name and he is also known by this name, you always say also known as. It's pretty simple. Means orcas are also known as killer whales, are opportunistic feeders, which mean they will take a variety of different dash species. I'm not really sure which species. I'll move on. I won't fill it first. J, K and L pods, specific groups of orcas found in region, are almost dash fish eaters. Dash fish eaters. Let's move on. Let's read the next sentence. Some studies show that up to 90% of their diet is salmon, with Chinook salmon being far and dash their favorite. Alright. Now, what does the third sentence gives us? Some studies show that 90% of their diet is salmon, means most of them they only eat salmon fish, or most of them just rely or just prefer eating fish. So are almost dash fish eaters. They are only eating fish. They only want to eat fish. Which fish eaters will they be? Enough fish eater diet prey exclusively can be the right answer. Let's not fill it first. Let's see the next one. Away fish eater, habitat fish eater, sufficient fish. Only exclusively fish eaters will go. Why? Because 90% of their diet is salmon. For example, 90% of my diet is vegetarian, so I'm exclusively a vegetarian eater. Or 100% of my diet is vegetarian, I'm exclusively a vegetarian eater or vegetable eater, right? So if something is done in proportion or in majority, then you can use the word exclusively. For example, you are my exclusive partner, or this company is exclusively owned by this, means they completely own and control this particular thing. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Salmon being far and dash their favorite. Not sure for now. Let's move on. During the last 50 years, hundreds of wild runs of salmon have become extinct due to dash loss and overfishing. Now, salmons are a kind of fish, a type of fish, a species of fish, is becoming or have become extinct, means they are running out or they are reducing in number due to dash loss. Because of what loss will a species die? Enough loss, diet loss. Okay, diet loss, some of you will say diet loss can be the right answer, but again the next and says overfishing, means external factors like humans are impacting the animal or fish over here, so we'll have to use a similar factor here. Diet loss, and you'll never say diet loss, you'll say lack of diet. Prey loss is not the right word, because prey is someone who will eat you. Away loss, habitat loss seems to be the correct answer, because no other option goes to make proper sense of the sentence. So because of losing the habitat means place where they live, and overfishing of wild stock, they have become extinct. Many of the extinct salmon stocks are the winter runs of Chinook and Coho. Although the surviving stocks have probably been dashed to sustain the resident pod, many of the runs that have been lost were undoubtedly traditional resources favored dash the resident orcas. Although the surviving stocks have probably been surviving stocks have been probably dashed to sustain. Sustain means to live. When you will say this is dash for me to stay alive, so you basically say this is enough for me to stay alive, because sustain means kind of staying alive or living the life. You'll always say have been sufficient to sustain the resident pods. Many of the runs that have been lost, means many of the species which have been lost, were because of traditional resources favored dash by resident orcas. Favored enough, favored diet the, favored prey the, favored away the, favored affecting the, favored by the. Favored by, you are always favored by someone, you have always favored because of something. But when you have a subject after favored, you'll say I'm favored by him, right? So you have to use the word by over here. This may be dash the whale's nutrition in the winter, and may require them to change their patterns of movement in order to search for food. This may be enough the, you'll always say this may be enough for, this may be 𝗏𝗏, you'll always use the before 𝗏𝗏, because 𝗏𝗏 is kind of a noun. This may be the 𝗏𝗏. This may be 𝗡𝗏𝗏 whales. Prey means to hunt. This may be away, won't make any sense. This may be affecting the whale's nutrition. That's it. Affecting will go over here. Now we are only left with two options. Now the probability of getting the right answers in these two options will go up, which means they will take a variety of different dash species. Enough species, diet species, prey species. Prey will be the right answer, means some a kind of species or animal which will hunt. J, K and L pods, specific groups of orcas found in region, are almost exclusively fish eaters. Some studies show up to 90% of the diet is salmon, with Chinook salmon being far and dash their favorite. Far and enough their favorite, far and diet their favorite, far and away their favorite. Far and away is the right collocation. Far and away means the only one. So that's how you solve it. We were initially not sure about 2 or 3 blanks, but we filled the one which we were sure, and then we had limited options at the end, and it's very easy when you have less options to solve the blanks even when you're not really sure. If you have got this one correct, very well done. Let's move on to the next one. 2 minutes for the third one, and then we'll move on. Alright, let's have a look at the third one as well. Glacier movement and shape shifting typically dash over hundreds of years. So glacier movement kind of takes place over hundreds of years. Let's see what word we have. Withdraw over, lately over, occur over. Occur can be the right answer. Presently over won't make any sense. Retreating over. Before retreating we need to have is, am, are, was, were. Surface over. 100 of year won't make any sense. Causes over. You'll never say causes over. Is caused over. Means this particular thing happens over 100 of year. Issues over won't make any sense. We'll place occur here and move on, because this thing dash over 100 of year. A man dash in 20 years. A man ages in 20 years. A child dash in 10 years. A child grows in 10 years. You'll never say a child um, causes in 10 years, right? So occur means this event happens after or over 100 of years. Mountains form over thousands of years, not mountain causes. Causes is to cause something else to someone. While dash about 10% of the Earth's land is covered with glaciers, it is believed that during the last ice age, glaciers covered approximately 32% of the Earth's dash. What will they cover of Earth, let's say water is covering 32% of the Earth surface. By default, this is the right answer. Easy one to figure out. Now let's move on to the first one. While dash about 10% is covered, it is believed that, so what does this sentence is that while dash about 10% of the earth land is covered with glaciers, it is believed that in the ice age it was 32%. Now they're talking about the present over here, and they're comparing it to the past because we've got is covered, is present. Let's see how many words or terms we have related to time period. We have got lately and presently. Lately won't be the right answer because they're talking about the current situation. We'll use, even though lately is used for something recently as well, but they're talking about something which is happening or which is going on at the current moment. Presently will be the right answer. In the past century, most glaciers have been, okay, glaciers have been formed. Something can be with ed or can be with ing, which is more likely to be with ed or ings. In some cases it can be different, on the basis of your sentence structure. In the past century, most glaciers have been dashed rather than flowing forward. So it is unknown whether this glacial activity is due to human impact or natural. Okay, something happened over here with glaciers. I'm not sure about the fourth one for now. Let's leave it. Okay, it is unknown means we don't know this, that whether this activity happened due to human reasons or natural. What natural? Natural withdrawal, natural lately, natural retreating, natural causes. Now there's something negative going over here, human impact. We are likely to use a negative word, either issues or causes. You'll never say this is because of natural issues. Fish or tigers are endangered because of natural issues or natural causes. Causes will be the right answer. Issue is a problem, cause is a reason. Because of some reason something will happen. Causes will be the right answer over here. But by studying glacier movement and comparing climate and agricultural profiles over hundreds of years, glaciologists can begin to understand environmental dash such as global warming. Now we have got the word such as. Whenever you use the word such as, means you're giving kind of example, and you are more likely to have a plural word before such as. For example, I have many problems. You'll never say I have a problem such as this. I have many problems such as this and this. Right. So whenever you use such as, you're likely to use have a plural word before that. Issues will be the right answer. That's the only plural word. Now we are left with one blank and three option. Have been, I told you something with ing or ed. Have been withdrawn, you'll always say this have been withdrawn by someone. This have been lately rather won't make any sense. By default, retreating will be the right answer. This is how you solve any passage you have got. If you've got this correct, well done. Let's move on to another one. 2 minutes for this, please. Alright, what does the passage over here says? Passage says 10 years ago, Michael Cross sent a dash through the discipline of linguistics with his dash that half the 6,000 or so languages spoken in the world would cease to be dash in within a century. This is a this is a sentence, not a simple sentence, but this is just a sentence, and the context is negative, so we have to use negative words as much as we can. 10 years ago, Michael sent a mail can be the right answer. A lot of you will think, but let's have a look at the later part of the sentence. Through the discipline of linguistics, you'll never send a mail through the disciplines, through the subjects. Sent a shudder will be the right option. This is bit based on context and knowledge. Sent a shudder means conveying a very negative or a message which can cause instant hurry or a state of panic, right? This is a negative context because he is sending a message that the languages which are spoken will not or will stop to be spoken or will not be spoken within the next century. Sent a shudder means sent a warning or sent a something, a negative news. Through the discipline of linguistics with his dash that half. Now this person is saying, let's say if I say in the next 20 years, Australia will keep on giving permanent residency. This is a prediction. This is my prediction, right? So this person is saying or conveying a message, or giving a message in a negative context that over the next century or within the next century or within a century, half of the languages which are spoken to till the present date will not be spoken. So these are his prediction. These are his predictions that half of the 6,000 or so languages spoken in the world would cease to be. Now, languages will be spoken. This is to be completed. With be, you're likely to use ed word, right? How many words do we have ending with ed? Uttered. Uttered means spoken in not a very positive context. This will be the right answer. That's it. Let's have a look at the next one as well, please. Alright, these statistics support the dash that though the cost of higher education is significant, given the earnings dash that exist between those who earn a bachelor's degree and those who do not. So what will there's a word between, right? They're comparing two different people, one who have got a bachelor's degrees and the other ones who do not have. what will exist between a person who has a degree and who has not. Earnings, what? Earnings fly, earning contention, earning fight, there won't be any kind of earning fight. Earning contention again. Then we've got return. Rate of return can be the right answer, we'll come to it later. Disparity is difference. So whenever you have got the word between, you always say this is the difference between, or there's a disparity means between means difference between. Disparity will be the right answer over here, because we have got the word between over here, because they're comparing two different groups. So disparity between two different groups, between those who earn a bachelor's degree and those who do not. The individual rate of dash on investment. Rate of what? Rate of fight? No. Rate of warrant? No. Rate of contention is kind of a statement or a belief, you can say. So by default we have got rate of return on investment. In higher education is sufficiently high to dash the cost. Remember this thing again, a collocation. Warrant the cost means kind of cover the cost. Warrant the cost is always used together. Remember this thing. Now we are left with one. These statistics support the dash, support the fly, support the fight, support the contention. Contention will be the right answer, means support the statement or the fact or observation, you can say. So this is the right answer. Why contention? Because you're supporting a statement. Then you have got given the earnings between, so there will be a gap between, disparity between, rate of return always, because they're talking about investment. On investment you have a rate of return, and then warrant the cost is the right collocation. Remember this thing, means kind of cover the cost over here. So that's how you solve it. If you do have any doubts, please do let me know in the comment section. Let's move on to number 6, please. Alright, let's have a look at this. There is a considerable support for the notion that the rate of dash on investment, we have just studied this. Rate of what? Rate of return. Not a difficult one. I've already told you the reason. On investment you always have rate of return. In higher education is high enough to warrant the financial dash associated with pursuing a college degree. Now what they're saying that there is a lot of support for the fact that rate of return on investment in higher education is high, means it's enough to cover the financial dash related with a degree. Means if you go and invest in your degree, the return which you will get later or after completing your degree is enough to cover the financial pressure you're going to go through once you cover the degree. So which is the right word which you'll use with financial something negative, because high enough to warrant means the covering, what he'll cover, a loss, he'll cover a pressure, he'll cover something which can be suppressing. Financial workings, financial within, financial burden can be the right answer, not financial average, not financial between. So burden will be the right answer here. Alright, associated with pursuing a college degree, though the earnings differential dash college and high school varies. Alright, though the earnings differential dash college and high school graduates varies over time, college graduates on dash earn more than high school graduates. Okay, they're saying that the earning capacity or normal income between a college graduate, someone who has finished degree, or someone who has done high school is different over time, but dash college graduates earn more than someone who has graduated from high school. So on what? Not on working, on they're giving us a statement, and they're giving us figures, because they're talking about figures on average over here. Though the earnings difference dash college and high school graduates varies over time, earnings between differential between, because they're comparing two groups. Again, I told you in the previous one as well, between, or whenever there's a comparison, there will be words like between, difference between, disparity between, gap between, because we have got two groups over here as well, college graduates and high school graduates. So though the earnings differential between high school and college graduates varies, college graduates on average earn more than high school graduates. According to the Census Bureau, over an adult's dash life, high school graduates earn on average. Now we have got the collocation over here, on average, earn an average, on average we have used in the previous blank. An adult's dash life, not within life, by default we have got working life. That is the right answer. So these are the right answers. If you've got it right, very well done. If not, make sure you push yourself and practice every day. Another 2 minutes, and then let's discuss the answers. Alright, work in the Australian construction industry is dash with risk and potential for serious harm. Work in the Australian construction industry is dash with risk and potential for serious harm. The industry is consistently dash within the three most hazardous industries to work dash with other industries such as mining and transport. So they're talking about how dangerous it can be working in the construction industry in Australia. Work in the Australian construction industry is dash with risk and potential of serious harm. Means if you're working in Australian construction industry, there's a risk of serious harm and damage to your body or to your life. So is dash, is caught with, is whereas with, is hence with, is along with, is killed with, is placed with, is fraught with, is rehabilitation with. Fraught with will be the right answer. Fraught with means something which comes along. For example, studying for PTE, fraughts with work hard and failure, it can be a failure, right? Fraught means a mix of something. So is fraught with risk means is kind of a combination of risk and potential for serious harm. The industry is consistently dash within the three most hazardous industries to work dash. The industry is consistently dash within the three most hazardous industries to work dash with other industries such as mining and transport. Means this industry, construction industry, comes um, in the top three industries where which are at more risk of causing damage, along with mining and transport. So what it will be, it is done by National Occupation Health and Safety Commission. A commission will place an industry in the list, not killed or not along or not hence. If I am an organization who will decide who are the three top winners, who are the three contenders, I will place them in the list because we have got name of an organization over here. That's why this industry is placed in the three most difficult or dangerous industries to work in, right? Placed. Now, hazardous industry to work dash, work what? Work caught, work whereas, work hence, work along, work killed, work rehabilitation. To work along with other industries. Okay, this is one of the three most hazardous industry to work along with this and this, right? So along with this, no other word collocates with. That's why we have used the word along, and it does make sense over here. In the 2001 or in the year 2001 and 2002 period, construction work dash 39 people and injured 13250 more. Okay, what if 13,000 plus people are injured, 39 people were what? Killed. Dash, more effort is required to reduce the injury rate and maximize the value of dash and return to work process. Alright, dash. Now we've got two words which can finish off a sentence, either whereas or hence. Now, where do you use whereas? Whereas you always use when you have contradiction in the later part of the sentence. For example, whereas I was willing to go with you, you did not agree. Means I was willing to go with you, but you didn't wanted me to go. Hence is used when you have the final conclusion. We don't really have any negative or any contradiction in the later part of the sentence. That's why we will use the word hence. Now we are still left with one more blank. To maximize the value of dash and return to work processes. Okay, now you'll never maximize the value of whereas, you'll never maximize the value of caught. By default we have got rehabilitation. What is rehabilitation? Means when, let's say, if I'm injured and I'm recovering, that period is referred to as rehabilitation, and that is why it will go over here, maximize the value of recovering and coming back to the work. This is how you solve it. If you do have any doubts, please leave them down in the comment section. Is fraught means is mixed with risk and potential for serious harm and placed by this organization along with three other industries or two other industries. In the past few years, it killed 39 people and injured more. Therefore, we require more effort. That is how we solve it. Let's move to another one, please. Number 8. 2 minutes, please. Alright, let's solve this one as well. In Tibet, Marco Polo dash that tiny cakes of salt were pressed dash images of the Grand Khan to be used as coins and dash. Okay, I'm not really sure about the first one. I'm not really sure about the second one. The passage is a bit difficult for me to understand. This is not what I'm aware of. Let's solve the ones which I'm sure about. Images of Grand Khan to be used as coins and dash. What will be used along with coin? Through commented between dash barter to with noted worth to be used as coins and dash. Now dash is not a word which goes with coins. I misunderstood it. This is a separate clause. To be used as coins and dash this day among the nomads of 𝗧𝗍𝗄𝗎us 𝗛𝗏𝗃𝗀 it is still used as money. Okay, dash this day means it was this particular thing was used as coins, and today as well it is used as money by some people in Ethiopia, right? So till today, till the present time, which word will go to this day? To this day means till now, right? From that period till now we are using it. I completed my studies in 2005, and to this day I'm still cherishing all the moments. Means till now we are in the same moment or same experience, or we still are using the same thing which we used to do before as well. That's why two over here. Then Greek slave traders often dash it for slaves. What will traders do? Traders will not comment. Traders will barter. Barter means exchange. Barter system is where you exchange one thing for the another. Greek slave traders often bartered it for slaves, giving rise to the expression that someone was not dash his salt. You are not worth it. You are not worth the money. Your service is not worth the money. Your video is worth the views. Alright. Giving rise to the expression that someone was not through, not commented, not between, not with, not noted, not worth his salt. Alright, not worth or worth it, you always say. Now we are still left with two. In Tibet, Marco Polo dash the tiny cakes of salt were pressed. Were, they're talking about past, right? So we are likely to use a word which is in the past form. Which words do you have in the past form? Through, commented, you can say, or you can say noted. Commented, you always use the word commented whenever there's a verbal conversation going on, right? But what we have over here in Tibet, Marco Polo dash the tiny cakes of salt were pressed dash images of the Grand Khan. So we have got commented or noted. Why I won't choose commented? Because commented is always used to signify a statement or to signify a verbal conversation where the other person responds as well. So I'll go with noted. Noted. Why? Because past participle we need to have over here, and we only have two words which are in the past form. Alright, we are only left with number 2 over here. Let's read the first sentence again. In Tibet, Marco Polo noted that tiny cakes of salt were pressed dash images of the Grand Khan to be used as coin. Okay, salt were pressed dash images of the Grand Khan. Through images won't really make, you can't just press something through the image of someone. Commented images, no. Either between or with. Now where do you use the word between when you have two different things, right? You'll say I was pressed between the car and the truck, but we only have one thing over here. That's why we will use the word with over here. Now if you read the passage, in Tibet, Marco Polo noted means he he noted this, or he figured this out, that tiny cakes of salt were pressed means cake of salt were pressed with the images of Grand Khan to be used as coins. So along with the image of Grand Khan, salt were pressed to be used as form of money, which was often bartered or exchanged by the slave traders as well. So this is the right answer. This was a bit tricky one, but you have to eliminate the options, and then if you're confused between two, you need to see which sometimes two words seem to fit. For example, the first one can be commented as well for most of you, but we don't have a verbal conversation over here, and they're talking about the past. And if you talk about an author who was there in the past, you always say he noted this thing, means he this thing striked, or he noted this, or he got this, or he signified this, right? You always use the word commented whenever there is a argument, there is an answer to that, or there is a verbal conversation or a conversation going on. So this is the right answer. If you've got it right, very well done. If not, let's have a look at the explanation again and then move on to number 9. Number 9, 2 minutes for this as well, please. Alright, let's have a look at the answers for this one as well. Opposing views still arose, however, Hauser noted. See, remember I told you in the last blank as well that dash communication of information is commonplace in the animal world. Consider a species, for example, that uses calls to warn dash members about the presence. Sounding the alarms can be costly because the animal may draw the dash of the predator to itself, but it allows others to dash to safety. Now what the passage talks about here, how one, let's say if I'm a crow, how I will alert another crow that there is someone who is going to hunt us, right? So how animals or birds among themselves alert their friends of their fellow mates who are from the same species that yes, there's danger or threat around. Opposing views still arose, however, Hauser noted that dash communication. I'm a bit confused with first one. Let's not figure it out at first. Let's move on to the second one. Consider a species, for example, that uses calls to warn. Now, a species which is using calls to warn dash members. Which members? Not left members, you'll say leftover members, chase members, attention members, fellow members. Fellow members will be the right answer because one species is making the other species, or not other species, a member of the same species aware that yes, there's threat around. So fellow members, fellow means if I'll say he's my class fellow, means he's studying with me in the same class. Sounding the alarm can be costly because the animal may draw the dash of the predator. What you'll draw the not left, not draw the chase, not mere, not flee, draw the attention of the predator to itself. But it allows others to dash to safety. What do you do to safety? You don't say I am others to left to safety. You can say it will help others to leave for safety, or leave to leave safely. You can say chase to safety. You'll never chase to safety. You'll chase someone. And mere, we can't use to mere to safety. To flee to safety. Flee means kind of run away. Now we are only left with first passage over here. Opposing views still arose, however, Hauser noted that dash communication, not left communication, not chase communication, by default we are left with mere. Mere means kind of minor over here. So he is saying that yes, there is some form of communication between in the animal world as well. For example, whenever there is threat around, one member alerts the other that yes, there is threat, but this can be dangerous as the other animal which is hunting them may have attention on the person who is alerting everyone. But however, alerting other animals or fellow animals can help them to run away to safety. So that is how you solve your fill in the blanks. Make sure you eliminate, fill the ones which you're sure about, and then only solve the leftover ones. Let's have a look at the last blank for today, 10 only, and the next ones, the leftover ones, we are going to cover in the part 2 of this video. Let's do another one, guys. 2 minutes for this, and then we'll discuss few more things. Alright, recent research has shown that other dash need to be considered. Other, you are likely to use a plural word, other boy or other boys. Other boy needs to be considered, other boys need to be considered. So we have got need over here. You're likely to use a word ending with S. How many words do we have with S? Methods and factors. Alright, let's solve this later. Let's move on to the next one. Australia's environment fluctuates dash from year to year. These fluctuations dash yet another degree of uncertainty to the survival of many dash. Whenever there are changes in the weather conditions, temperatures, climate, it can cause a threat to what? Can cause a threat to species. Okay, because the fluctuations are very heavy, this is causing uncertainty, means they are not really sure if they will survive or not. Who will survive? Species. Catastrophes like fire, flood, and dash, something of a negative thing which is natural and can impact species or humans. What is that? Divide moderately, methods, add factors. Drought is when there's no water, right? Or epidemic may reduce population sizes to a small dash of the average level. To a small what? To a small divide, to a small moderately won't go, to a small methods won't go, to a small add won't go, enormously won't go. We are left with fraction. Fraction means to a smaller level. If I say I have a small fraction of money left, means I have had 100 earlier, I only have 10 rupees now or $10 now. So a small fraction means whenever weather or their environmental changes, it makes it very difficult for many species to survive. And at the end, what is the result? The result is only a few of them survive. Alrighty, we are still with left with the first three. Last three were easy. I filled them first so that I can reduce the number of options. what happens normally, we fill the first one wrong, and then as a result we do everything wrong, right? Recent research has shown that other dash need to be considered. They're talking about environment, right? Environment, when it comes to environment, we have got two words ending with s, because we have got other dash need. Before need, you're likely to use word with s, because need is a singular form of verb, we can say. Other dash, methods or factors. Methods you always use whenever you're using a strategy or whenever you're implementing something. If you are implementing a strategy, there will be different methods of strategy. But something which is of natural course, for example, there are different factors which impact the geographical location or which impact the climate, not different methods. Factors is something which you can't really control, right? That's why we'll use the word factors over here. Now, Australia's environment fluctuates dash. Fluctuates means changes moderately or enormously. I'm confused between two, but moderate change is something which doesn't really impacts a lot, right? Moderate change is something which doesn't really impacts a lot, but what we can see in the later part of the passage is that the change is causing threat to the life of someone. So it won't be a moderate change, it will be a very big change. These fluctuations dash yet another degree of uncertainty. Divide yet moderately, methods yet, and add yet. Divide won't be the divide is to reduce. If I say this will divide the uncertainty, means your uncertainty or means your risk level is going down. But because of fluctuations, it will increase the chances that the species will face problem. That's why we will use the word add, because these fluctuations are causing more harm than good, means they are adding to their disadvantage. This is the right answer. Solve the ones which you are sure about first, and then move on to the ones which are left over. The answer or the probability or the chances of you getting the right answer will be higher. Alright guys, these were the 10 blanks which we discussed today. This was the first video of this series. If you think the video was helpful and if you want me to cover more drag and drop blanks and drop down blanks from your reading and writing section, please do let me know in the comment section. I will try to make as many videos. I really understand and I know a lot of students are struggling with reading section. I'll try my best to help all of you out. If you want, you can watch the reorder paragraph video, the grammatical rules video. I'll post the link in the description box. It covers each and everything you need to know for your reading reorder paragraphs and your reading fill in the blanks. If you think the video was helpful, please do let me know in the comment section. If you want me to make more videos like this one, please do let me know. And if you think that this video is going to help you in your PTE exam, please like, share, subscribe and share it with your friends. That is one thing I really would appreciate. I really work to make sure that all of you get your desired score at the earliest, and I'll keep on doing so. If you get your desired score watching my videos, please do let me know. That will be the happiest moment of my day. Another thing, if you want to practice, just log on to 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗍𝒻𝑒.com.au. It's free to use, free AI evaluation, free score mock test, one mock test per section. On top of that, you get scorecard, tutors feedback and a lot more things. Go on 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗍𝒻𝒑.com.au. Make sure you use your computer, use Google Chrome, register and start practicing. Thanks guys. If you have any questions, do leave them down in the comment section and I'll try to answer all of them. All the very best. Varun from Language Academy, here to help you and make sure you get your desired score in the very first go. Thanks guys.